CNN is literally left speechless. I love this clip so much. It gets the chef's kiss of approval. It's really interesting when once in a blue moon a truth bomb is dropped and oh no, wait a second, we don't do truth here. What are you doing? We don't know what to say. Our brains are exploding. I'm totally kidding. Or am I? No, but they are having a segment talking about a lot of the crime that's happening in New York City at the moment with the migrant crisis. And that's not to say that everyone coming over the border is bad, although I do have my opinions on people that come in a certain way. But I digress. That's not what we're talking about today. But whenever you bring in a large population of people all at once from different countries and put them in one area, there are going to be a number of those people that do naughty things. That's just the law of average. That's with any population, any demographic, any age. It just is what it is. It's human nature. That's what happens, especially when you bring people in that are under the impression that they're going to be able to work and start making money right away. So in this clip on CNN, which the two anchors are left speechless, they are discussing New York City, and the person is telling them sort of the truth about what's actually happening with some of these new little crime rings that are popping up all throughout the city. Here it is.
Looking at the dates that their arrest started, which is probably close to when they got here, they've only been here a couple of months. So what the detectives are telling me is they have crews here that operate in New York, do all their stealing, then go to Florida to spend the money and then come back. And I'm like, well, why don't they just stay and steal in Florida? And they said, because there you go to jail.
Oh. Great reporting. Keep us posted on this.
And there you have it. Just speechless. What? When you actually have consequences, people don't do bad things in your area. When you show people that you're not going to be lenient in certain crimes, they won't commit those crimes in your areas. Yes, absolutely. And this is what people don't understand. I used to work with teenagers a while back. I worked with abused and neglected kids, and I worked in a shelter. A lot of our kids also got into a lot of trouble. They had run-ins with teachers, police, things like that. So yes, they did get into some trouble. And something I learned about them is I learned how smart they were. They're resourceful. Teenagers and criminals, they have a few things in common. They will always push the envelope. They will take as much as you let them take, and they will find loopholes. They will find ways to work around things. They are resourceful, and that's how criminals are. Sometimes the criminals will actually know the laws better than the police officers arresting them. I actually even knew that with some of my kids. They knew the system sometimes better than I did. That's because they learned the system to learn how to cheat the system. That's just what people do. A lot of people think that if you give more leeway, if you don't prosecute crime, then the crime is just going to stop happening. Actually, that's not true. You're just emboldening people. You're also emboldening people to take advantage of your area. You see what they're doing. They're going and doing these things in New York City because they know that they won't be prosecuted, and then they're going back and spending all that dough in Florida. Florida gets that tax revenue, and they don't get the crime. Interesting how that works out. But some people, unfortunately, will have to learn the hard way or not learn at all. There's that too. But it goes back to the old saying. Dr. Phil used to say it a lot. He would say, you teach people how to treat you. And in fact, you do. You teach people what you're going to let them get away with. And when you live in an area where you get apprehended for something and then you get released before the ink on your paperwork that they did to book you isn't even dry yet, you have an issue. All of a sudden, people don't respect you, especially if you're here kind of undocumented. You can fly under the radar in a lot of these instances, but that's CNN just speechless about having some truth spoken to them. Thank you. Bye.